At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. It's Coffee with Krueger time. Hope you had a good 3-day weekend. I know I did. I was hoping to maybe take the whole day off yesterday, but meteorologist Aurora Murray had a little bit of an issue connecting to the weather computer, so I had to do a little bit of work in the afternoon, but happy to do it. Glad to get you the latest forecast. Hey, let's take a look at Lake Shastina yesterday. Very interesting. You could even see in real time the clouds rolling over the mountain itself. Now, the clouds got a little bit thicker as we went into the evening hours. There are a few showers and thunderstorms that did work their way into parts of Northern California yesterday afternoon, and in particular yesterday evening. There's a look at Lake Shastina at the current hour from our Elwood Ranch Skycam, of course exclusive here to Weather NorCal. I want to thank Elwood Ranch for their sponsorship of the Lake Shastina Skycam. Also want to thank Divine Restaurant in Redding for sponsoring the Divine Skycam. Also exclusive to Weather NorCal. You can see just a couple of clouds out there this morning for the valley, making for a gorgeous sunrise. A beautiful start to the day. It's also going to be cooler out there, folks, so absolutely wonderful. Let's take a look at what it looks like right now on the coast. A little overcast. There have been some showers. We'll see more showers throughout the morning hours here in Crescent City and Eureka. Hey, by the way, this is actually a photo sent to us last week, Thursday. I need to check your photos more often, my friends. You can see this is coming in from Jackie Dixon out on the North Coast. Someone had mentioned when I was on the coast over the weekend that there was rumor of a beached whale on the coast, and this one looks like it's right there on the coast. You can see the right there on the beach, the gray whale right there. Absolutely spectacular. Hopefully it made its way out there. From what I understand, it most likely did, but this is that time of the year. It's the season when we start seeing those gray whales out on the coast. Hey, by the way, if you want to share your photos and see them right here on Coffee with Krueger, just like Jackie Dixon did, you can do it from the free Weather NorCal app. Just search for Weather NorCal in the App Store, and you will be good to go. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the radar out there this morning. And most of the showers, as you can see, have been for parts of the North Coast, parts of Siskiyou County, just east of the valley, but really just looking at some sprinkles and light showers out there throughout the morning hours. This morning, right now, we're sitting at about low 50s for most of us in the valley, although Chico, Oroville, about 56 to 57 respectively, 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and around 50 for the coast. All right, so let's get you out the door this morning. Your Krueger's Quick Cast, starting off with the skeeter meter for this week. Of course, the Shasta Mosquito and Vector Control has some great advice. For example, this is just common water holding sites that you need to kind of prevent from happening. Pet water bowls and troughs. Yeah, believe it or not, especially if your pet doesn't drink the water very often, it has time to just sit there. Plants that naturally hold water. Leaky hoses, sprinklers, and faucets. They can create little puddles as well. Rain barrels and water containers. These are just a few of the many, much of the advice that they have. And if you have any concerns about mosquitoes in your area or any questions, you can always contact them at Shasta Mosquito and Vector Control at 530-365-3768. All right, so out the door this morning, there are some clouds out there. And there's a little bit of shower activity for the coast, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. But otherwise, it's fairly dry to start off the day for especially the valley. That cold front has moved down to the south and east. We've got colder air moving in, more of a cool and unsettled weather pattern moving in. Now, coming in from the Storm Prediction Center, this is out of Norman, Oklahoma. This is where they paint the best picture for the potential for showers and thunderstorms. However, I don't want to rule out Trinity County, Western Siskiyou, or even Del Norte and Humboldt County seeing some activity here for today. Let's take a look at our HRRR forecast model. This updates every hour, and this will give us an idea of what we can expect here for today. And you can see by midday, we're actually seeing some heavier activity over Plumas County, also over Modoc County, and some scattered showers and thunderstorms to the north and even west of the valley near the coast. Then by the afternoon, you see how the chances start to increase for the valley. So as we go through the afternoon, the valley could see some of these stray thunderstorms. Now you may be wondering, well, what's the deal? Why are they coming from the north, working their way southward? That's because we have low pressure to our south and east. It's the flow around that area of low pressure, the counterclockwise flow, that's transporting these showers and storms. So for today, you see a lot of lightning strikes on the map there. Don't be terribly concerned about it. Not everyone's going to see those thunderstorms. Not everyone's going to see the showers. It's going to be just those scattered showers and the potential for thunderstorms across the board. Now for tonight, still a chance for a few showers, low 50s in the valley, 30s and 40s in the mountains, and for the coast, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 40s. So again, you look at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the valley. Not every day and not everyone is going to see thunderstorms, but the potential is there. And it's the typical cool and unsettled weather pattern. Mix of sun, clouds, a few scattered showers, yeah, and maybe even a few thunderstorms. Friday, the clouds are there, but most likely fairly dry, maybe some drizzle and sprinkles. But it's the weekend entirely that we dry things out and then really warm up for early next week. And really, this is the same story for the coast, inland, and for Trinity County, but I am continuing a better chance for showers on Friday for places like Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. But keep in mind, by Friday, it's kind of wrapping itself up, so anything we do see won't be all that significant, and then drying out and warming up for the weekend into early next week. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Let's take a look at Lake Shastina this morning from our Elwood Ranch Lake Shastina Sky Cam. Can't see the mountain. That's typically looking right over there, Mount Shasta, but you can't see it because it's covered in clouds. This is what that time lapse looks like from yesterday. Those clouds is kind of rolling over the mountain. This is yesterday, late yesterday afternoon into the evening. You can see those clouds are really getting thicker and thicker. And of course, eventually overnight, and of course, as we saw this morning, those clouds are completely covering Mount Shasta this morning. Taking a look at Lake Oroville this morning, there you can see the overcast skies we do have down to the south over Lake Oroville. Looks like we do have the mostly cloudy or partly cloudy skies here for parts of Main Street Chico, as well as Highway 99 at Neal Road. Traffic should be back to normal now that people are heading back to work. We do have the overcast skies looking at our Crescent City Harbor District Sky Cam. This is looking out at Bald Hill West. Some of those patchy clouds, kind of low patchy clouds, otherwise overcast skies. May see a little bit of drizzle, some sprinkles out there. Taking a look at Soda Ridge, we are still seeing some clouds out there this morning. And this is looking out at Fort Jones or Scott Valley in general. Overcast skies, maybe some light sprinkles at times this morning, but nothing terribly heavy. Look at this. This is out at Lassen Park at 6,700 feet. Can you believe it? We're actually starting to see some light minor accumulation on the grassy areas, but as you can see on the concrete, still too warm for it to accumulate. So yes, we are seeing snow, believe it or not, in some of the higher elevations. Would you look at that? Hey, would you look at this too? We saw this a little earlier at the top of the show, but maybe you missed it. So here's another chance for you to check it out. This was actually sent to Weather NorCal from Jackie Dixon, who lives in Trinidad. Not exactly sure which beach this is, but this was from last Thursday. Look at that. How cool is that? This was actually a beached whale, looks like, as you can see here. But looks like all was well. You can see the water coming out of the spout there, and the whale was just fine. Once again, I want to thank Jackie for sending in her photos. And if you want to send your photos, it's very easy, just like Jackie did, from the free Weather NorCal app. All right, as you know, we've got sponsors here at Weather NorCal, and Coffee with Krueger has been sponsored by Wind River Resort and Casino since day one. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games, and not to mention entertainment. Yes, they are so excited to have Matt Matthews, the Not What I Ordered World Tour. That's right, World Tour, and they're coming right here to Reading Friday, September 18th. Pre-sale began already. Of course, on sale begins May 21st, which are already there. Go to mattmatthews.com to get your tickets, and you can check it out at the Event Center at Wind River Resort and Casino. That is Friday, September 18th. How exciting is that? All right, let's get into your weather headlines, and you've got the cooler and unsettled conditions this week. You'll notice it'll be cooler. Mixture of sun, clouds, a chance for showers. Showers and thunderstorms chances across the board. And now we should be wrapping up near the end of the week with the best chances for showers, especially by the weekend, which will be drier and warmer. So we get into that deeper dive forecast. I want to start things off here with I was going to show you the current temperatures. Let's do that. Let's show you the current temperatures. And I'm also going to throw in there the radar, because I want you to kind of take a look at the latest radar as well. That is, of course, without any motion. We'll get that motion in here. Give me 1 second. I should have prepared better, right? There we go. All right. Let's get into that deeper dive forecast one more time. All right, here's for your Tuesday, May 26th. Starting off with the current temperatures out there right now, we're sitting in the low 50s for most of us in the valley. Although you head out to Chico and Oroville, you're in the mid to upper 50s there. 35 in Alturas, 48 degrees for Susanville. Out along the coast, you're looking at temperatures right around 50 degrees at the current hour. Now, again, I wanted to show you the radar because we have seen most of the showers, as you can see in Del Norte, Humboldt counties, western Siskiyou, around Bernie, over towards Alturas and Modoc County, eastern mountains. Very isolated, very scattered, and also very light at this point. That will change later today. Now, you can see the spin of low pressure. This is important to take note because it's got a couple of signatures associated with it that will impact your weather. Number one, a bit of an inside slider. Typically, the area of low pressure would actually center itself, say, around Boise and then just kind of work its way southeast. That is a classic setup for some gusty north winds, but the low pressure system is actually just skirting northeastern California, so almost directly on top of us. This will keep temperatures cooler. The winds will pick up, and we're also going to be looking at showers and thunderstorms. But with the positioning of the low pressure system as it moves down, say over the Tahoe region later today, the flow around that area of low pressure will cause those storms to be coming in from the northeast, working their way southwestward. So again, there's that area of low pressure, counterclockwise flow around that low. So all this activity that you see here is moving in that direction. That'll be the case again Wednesday and even Thursday as the low pressure slowly shifts to the south, but that will continue to feed those disturbances, cool and unsettled air, showers and possible thunderstorms through Thursday. This will scoot up to the north and east by Friday, but still that wraparound moisture will bring us that potential for some more scattered light showers, I would say, for some of the higher elevations. And this particular forecast model, this is the European forecast model that we're looking at, still wants to keep a little bit of activity out towards Saturday. This would most likely be in the form of convective showers developing, so mainly clear skies for that first half of the day Saturday, then by Saturday afternoon, maybe some showers. But that's a long way out. For now, it's going to kind of dry things out for everybody by the weekend. Now, looking at the Storm Prediction Center, this is where they paint the best picture for showers and thunderstorms, basically valley eastward. But there is still a chance, I would say, for Del Norte, Humboldt, and even for Trinity County as well. That's the story again for tomorrow. And then the Storm Prediction Center is a little bit more confident in widespread showers and thunderstorms on Thursday across most of Northern California. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at our in-house forecast model to show you what it's projecting. By midday, most of the activity, again, remember where we saw the thunderstorms? Mainly valley eastward, but not to the west. Well, you can see the showers and possible thunderstorms in Trinity, Siskiyou, Modoc, Del Norte and Humboldt counties. But you can see some kind of a cluster of some heavier rain, thunderstorms out towards Plumas County, and then scattered showers to the north of that. Still by midday, most likely still dry in the valley, but through the afternoon, we're seeing those possible showers and thunderstorms popping up, and that'll be the case. But you'll notice, yes, the activity does begin to dissipate for the second half of the day for Trinity County, Del Norte, and Humboldt counties. Now, tomorrow morning, looks like the bulk of the activity will be off to the east here. Then taking it through the morning hours, that works its way southwestward. So everyone getting wet at some point in time Wednesday morning. Midday, you see some of that heavier rainfall. Turns over to more scattered showers and thunderstorms Wednesday afternoon. And now what's interesting is, now, you're still seeing the flow, by the way, around that area of low pressure coming from this direction. Now, Thursday morning, you can see some showers near the valley. But by the afternoon, it looks like a lot of the activity is mainly kind of in the surrounding mountains and really not even much activity for the north coast. We'll see if that actually pans out, but as of right now, it looks like we are going to see much drier conditions by the time we do get into your Friday afternoon. But again, maybe a chance for a stray shower for parts of the higher elevations Friday afternoon. All right, take a look at those rainfall totals, and yeah, I got a little button happy. Let's take you back another map There it is. Okay, so we're going to take you all the way through Friday, 5 p.m. There it is. All right, so we're not seeing as much in the valley. Now, you'll notice Redding, for example, over 0.3 of an inch of rainfall. That's a possibility. Listen, if anyone in the valley sees a stray thunderstorm, you could pick up upwards of 1/4 of an inch or more once all is said and done. But there you can see, of course, the heavier amounts out towards the mountains and, of course, for the coast. Interesting. You know, we saw that on the camera out at Lassen Park, 6,700 feet, snow. So we are seeing snow in the mountains. There's Thursday morning. Still seeing the snow. Now you can see there's the peak of Mount Shasta, there's the peak of Lassen, and there's some of the higher elevations, the Trinities, the Warner Mountains, for example. All those elevations above, say, 5,000 to 6,000 feet are seeing some of that snow. Most likely not having a big impact on travel, as the roads are probably a bit too warm for that. Taking a look at our precipitation outlook, yes, despite the fact that we're talking about rain this week, after that, we're drying things out, and most likely for a while, and also warming things up after the cooler weather through this week. As you can clearly see, still below normal through Friday. We're back to around normal by the weekend and above normal by about 10 degrees, as a matter of fact, through a good portion, if not all of next week. So taking a look at your lake levels, yeah, they're still over 100% for that historical average. No big surprises here, but we are still seeing that minor drop in elevation over a 24-hour period. High wave heights for today, they're going to drop a little bit for your Wednesday, but there is a small craft advisory through tomorrow afternoon. Winds today out of the west at 5 to 10 knots, with your waves from the northwest at 12 feet at about 14 seconds. All right, so here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored by Dignity Health and Grange Co-op. So for Trinity County, I've got you looking at the chance for showers and thunderstorms. Now again, keep in mind, not everyone in Trinity County will see thunderstorms over the next 3 days. Not everyone's going to see, we're not going to see it every single day, but the chances are there through Thursday. Then by Friday, expect drier and warmer conditions, in particular by the weekend. 63 in Alder Point, same story here. Off and on chances for showers, maybe a few thunderstorms through Thursday. Not everyone getting in on the activity every day. 61 degrees for Orleans, 64 degrees in Willow Creek, and there you can see out towards Siskiyou County, we're sitting at about 55 in Weed, 57 degrees for Etna, dry by really actually still that chance for showers even on Friday. That continues through Friday as well for Modoc County. Otherwise today, temperatures in the mid-50s, give or take. We take a look at the eastern mountains, also the chance for off and on showers and thunderstorms, most likely through Friday. Then by the weekend, we dry and warm things up. For the valley to the south, temperatures mid-70s, 75 in Hamilton City, as well as Willows and Corning, about 75 degrees. There's your Chico 7-day forecast. Again, it's not going to be a thunderstorm every single day. The chances are going to be better some days than others, but the chances are there nonetheless. So you just need to be prepared for that and keep an eye to the sky to make sure that you aren't caught off guard. Now we take you up to the north, 73 degrees for Redding, 74 for Anderson. Chances for showers and thunderstorms, that doesn't mean it's going to be all day long, but if you work outdoors, you just need to keep a close eye. Of course, you've got to have the Weather NorCal app, right? Because the radar will tell you what's heading your way. It'll also alert you if there are any lightning strikes near you. If you have the notifications on, it will actually say lightning strike within 15 miles of you. That's good to know, and that's good for you to take cover, because that may mean that the storm may be heading your way. All right, so that's a look at your forecast here for your Tuesday. Hopefully you all had a good 3-day weekend. I know I did. We ended up, my wife and I went to the coast. And some of you, in fact, I saw a lot of you. It was really neat running into a lot of you from Redding, even some of you from the North Coast, and just kind of chatting it up about, Weather NorCal. And so it was really great to see you all. And I really appreciate you stopping and just saying hi, because that to me lets me know that you're out there watching. And I like to know that people are out there watching, right? That's what kind of keeps this ship going, right? Let's take a look at some of the comments from some of you this morning. We're going to take a look at Jeff Johnson. Let me put my seat up a little bit higher. There you can say, good morning. Man, was it windy from Carson City back to Redding, and very wild hauling a camper trailer. I can imagine. I mean, those gusty winds are not fun. So glad you were able to make it home safely. We've got Hannah Willis saying good morning. Good morning to you. We've got Tracy Sackett. She is saying good morning, everyone. A little bit of rain in MacArthur area this morning. That doesn't surprise me. Thank you, Tracy, for the report. We've also got Curtis Brown saying good morning. Interesting weather yesterday evening. Going to Trinidad tomorrow for a few days. A much needed break from work. Absolutely. And it was nice out there. Nice and cool. That's the way you like it, right? To kind of take a little bit of a break from the heat that we typically see here, although we're seeing a break this week from the heat, even in the valley. We got Michael saying, good morning, Mike. Hope you had a spectacular Memorial Day weekend. Have a beautiful day. All right, that is awesome. Thank you, Michael, for that. We've got Ruth Ann John saying we have snow currently at 5,600 feet, about an inch, kind of sticking, most likely on the ground. And Ruth Ann, where are you? I mean, you're at 5,600 feet, but I'm not quite sure what the actual location is. We got Diane saying, good, wonderful morning and hallelujah. Good morning to you. Catherine Schmidt saying it's been raining in Burning Castle. Thank you. Like letting me know where you are. Since 10 p.m., about a quarter of an inch. Still raining. Radar doesn't show anything. Hope everyone had a great long weekend. We've got Pam Georges saying, good morning. Awesome. And we got Tracy Sackett saying hi to Catherine. So glad you all could kind of connect here. And Kim saying, Mike, glad you had a good weekend. Very windy here in Weaverville. You know, at Weaverville, boy, you had those showers on Friday. I think you had some more showers and thunderstorms on really over the weekend. Kind of a wet for some of you over the weekend. So kind of interesting there. But hey, you know what? Needed rainfall. We'll certainly take that rainfall. Well, that's going to do it for us today, folks. I hope you had a great 3-day weekend. I hope you're starting off your work week with some on a good note. It's a 4-day work week. You can't beat that, right? How awesome is that? I'll certainly take it. All right, so this is a look at our Divine Sky Camera as we kind of wrap things up. Hope you all have yourselves a great day. We'll see you bright and early right here on Coffee with Krueger for your Wednesday morning. Yes, for your Wednesday morning right here on Weather NorCal. Have a great day.